What if I told you that some of the foods promoted by the alkaline diet really can support your health, but not for the reasons you may have heard? You may have seen claims that certain foods make your body acidic, cause a long list of symptoms, or create an environment where disease can grow. Today, we are separating fact from theory and turning the most useful part of this idea into a simple, realistic way to nourish your body. Hi, friends. Gail from the Zen Garden by XBZ here, sharing simple ways to bring more calm and balance into everyday life. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday in our Nourish to Flourish series, where we explore wellness ideas with curiosity, compassion, and credible information. Today, we're talking about the alkaline diet, what pH actually means, what food can and cannot change, and how to build a more plant-forward plate without fear, extremes, or perfection. What does pH mean? Let's begin with the basics. The pH scale measures how acidic or alkaline or basic a substance is. Different parts of the body naturally have different pH levels because they perform different jobs. Your stomach, for example, is naturally acidic. That acidity is important for digestion. Your blood is maintained within a very narrow pH range. Your lungs, kidneys, and other buffering systems are continuously working to regulate that balance. If blood pH moves significantly outside its normal range, that is not simply the result of eating an acid-forming meal. It can indicate a serious medical condition that needs professional evaluation. This means that healthy people do not need to alkalize their blood for food. Where did this alkaline diet idea come from? Supporters of the alkaline diet helping classify foods according to the acidic or alkaline byproducts created after digestion and metabolism. Food can affect the pH of your urine because your kidneys help remove substances the body does not need. But a change in urine pH does not mean that the pH of your blood or your entire body has changed. That distinction is important. An alkaline diet plan may encourage someone to eat more vegetables, fruit, beans, nuts, and minimally processed foods. Those are excellent choices, but their benefits come from nutrients such as fiber, vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and plant compounds, not from changing the pH of your blood. Honoring the holistic perspective. This is where I want to honor an important part of my own background and studies as a holistic nutritionist. Holistic nutrition teaches us to look at the whole person, not only in individual foods or isolated symptoms, but at the patterns present in our diet, thoughts, emotions, relationships, environment, and daily habits. From that perspective, food and emotions both influence our internal well-being. A diet dominated by highly processed foods, excessive added sugar, excess sodium, and too few nutrient-dense plants may place greater demands on the body and contribute to poor health over time. In the same way, chronic stress, fear, anger, and worry can affect the nervous system, sleep, digestion, blood pressure, muscle tension, immune function, and the choices we make each day. Some holistic traditions describe these influences as acid forming. They may also use the word alkalizing to describe nourishing foods, deep breathing, rest, gratitude, joy, and other peaceful practices. I understand and appreciate the larger principle behind that language. What is present in abundance matters. At the same time, it is important to distinguish the holistic framework from the literal change in blood pH. From a medical perspective, our lungs, kidneys, and natural buffering systems tightly regulate the pH of our blood. Food can influence urine pH and the dietary acid load processed by the kidneys, but it does not simply turn the entire body acidic. Stress, intense emotions can change our breathing and influence many physiological processes. However, it is more accurate to say that chronic emotional stress affects health through the nervous system, hormones, sleep, digestion, cardiovascular activity, and behavior. Not that emotion itself makes the whole body acidic. These distinctions do not diminish the mind-body connection. They help us explain it more responsibly. Whatever language we use, the practical lesson remains powerful. More colorful plant foods, restorative sleep, supportive relationships, intentional movement, calming practices, and meaningful connection can help create a healthier foundation for the body, mind, and spirit. That is the heart of holistic wellness and the heart of Nourish to Flourish. Now, let's talk about symptoms because this is another area where careful language matters. The mind, body, spirit connection. Everything we discuss in the Zen Garden reflects the understanding that the body, mind, and spirit are connected. What we eat matters. How we respond to stress matters. The quality of our sleep matters. Our movement, relationships, environment, thoughts, and daily rituals all matter, especially when certain patterns are present repeatedly or in abundance. That does not mean you should criticize yourself for experiencing fear, anger, sadness, or worry. These are natural human emotions, not personal failures. The goal is not to suppress difficult emotions or label them as bad. The goal is to recognize them, understand what they may be telling us, and develop healthy ways to move through them. When you hold a grounding stone and take a slow breath, you are creating a pause. When you write 3 things you appreciate in your grateful journal, you are intentionally directing your attention toward gratitude. When you use an aromatherapy bracelet as a reminder to stop, breathe, and check in with yourself, you are practicing self-awareness. When you walk outside, enjoy nourishing food, rest when you need rest, or reach out to someone you trust, you are supporting your well-being. These rituals are not changing your blood pH or replacing professional healthcare. They are helping you build greater awareness, emotional balance, and consistency around the choices that support you. This is where ancient wisdom, holistic living, and responsible wellness education can meet. We can honor the belief that our inner world influences our well-being while remaining clear about what has and has not been medically established. Peace is more than a pleasant idea. Cultivating peace can influence how we breathe, sleep, think, relate to others, and care for ourselves. And every time we intentionally return to that peace, we strengthen the foundation from which healthier choices can grow. Nourish to flourish in mind, body, and spirit. Your symptoms deserve real answers. You may have seen a long list claiming that bloating, fatigue, headaches, joint discomfort, skin problems, panic attacks, infections, or serious illnesses are all signs of an overacidic body. Those symptoms are real, but they are not a reliable way to diagnose a pH imbalance. They can have many different causes. Some may be minor, but others may require medical care. If you experience symptoms that are new, persistent, severe, or concerning, please speak with a licensed healthcare professional instead of attempting to diagnose yourself with an online list. You deserve an explanation based on your individual health, not a label that places dozens of unrelated concerns under one unproven thought. Reliable wellness education should help you feel informed and empowered, not frightened. The healthy idea inside the trend. If alkaline eating does not change our blood pH, why do some people say they feel better when following it? One likely reason is that many versions encourage people to eat more whole or minimally processed plant foods and less added sugar, excess sodium, and highly processed foods. That can naturally increase fiber and nutrient intake while creating a more balanced eating pattern. So instead of trying to make every meal alkaline, we can focus on making our meals colorful, nutrient-dense, fiber-rich, enjoyable, balanced, realistic for our lives. That is a message we can use. A flexible plate practice. Rather than treating the 80-20 as a strict alkaline acid formula, use it as a flexible reminder to let nourishing choices form the foundation of your routine while leaving room for enjoyment, culture, convenience, and real life. An easier visual is to begin with your plate. At least half should have vegetables and fruits. Choose colors you enjoy and options that fit your budget. Fresh, frozen, and canned produce can all contribute when selecting packaged options. Compared labels for added sugar and sodium. Add a source of protein. This might include beans, lentils, tofu, fish, seafood, eggs, poultry, yogurt, nuts, or seeds, depending on your needs and preferences. Protein is not automatically unhealthy because the food has been labeled acid forming. Include fiber-rich carbohydrates. Whole grains such as oats, brown rice, barley, quinoa, and whole grain bread can provide fiber and valuable nutrients. The original alkaline food list often place grains in a negative category, but whole grains can absolutely be part of a nutritious eating pattern. Add healthy fats. Foods such as olive oil, avocado, nuts and seeds, coconut can add flavor, satisfaction, and important nutrients. Choose water regularly. Ordinary water is a healthy hydration choice. You do not need expensive alkaline water to change your blood pH. Here's 3 gentle ways to start. You do not have to overhaul your entire diet this week. Try one of these shifts. Add before you subtract. Instead of beginning with a list of forbidding foods, ask, what vegetable, fruit, bean, or whole grain could I add to this meal? Adding nourishment often feels more encouraging and sustainable than creating a fear around food. Experiment with one plant-forward meal. Try vegetable soup with beans, lentil tacos, oatmeal with fruit and nuts, or a grain bowl filled with vegetables and your favorite protein. Plant forward does not have to mean exclusively plant-based meals. It simply means allowing plant-based foods to play a larger role. Notice patterns, not perfection. One meal does not define your health. Pay attention to your overall pattern across days and weeks. Consistent, realistic choices generally matter more than trying to eat perfectly. Your eating pattern should also consider your culture, preferences, budget, medical needs, and relationship with food. Before your next meal, pause and look at your plate without judgment. Take one comfortable breath. Notice the colors. Notice the foods that will give you energy, satisfaction, pleasure, or nourishment. Then ask, what is one pairing choice I can make in this moment? It might be adding a vegetable. It might be drinking some water. It might be eating slowly enough to enjoy your meal. It might also be honoring the food that connects you to your family or culture. Wellness is not created through fear. It grows through informed choices repeated with patience and self-respect. If you appreciate wellness conversations that combine holistic living with clear, responsible education, subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next Flourish to Nourish episode. In the comments, tell me, what colorful plant food would you enjoy adding to one of your meals this week? Your answer may inspire someone else to try something new. If you are working on more intentional eating habits, the XBC Grateful Journal can help you reflect on your choices with curiosity instead of criticism. Before planning a meal, you might write, what would help me feel nourished today? A Serenity Stone grounding tool or crystal intention bundle can also serve as a symbolic reminder to pause, breathe, and reconnect with that intention. These products do not alter body chemistry or treat health conditions. Their purpose is to support the meaning and consistency of the mindful rituals you create. You can explore the Zen Garden Wellness Collection at xbclifestyle.com. Grab your Grateful Journal and reflect. What is one nourishing food I can add to my routine, and what would make that choice easy, enjoyable, and sustainable? You might consider creating a shopping list with preparing one ingredient in advance or trying a new recipe with someone you love. Your body is not a battleground, and the food does not need to be divided into two categories, healing or hurting. Food can provide nourishment, energy, pleasure, tradition, and connection. You do not have to chase the perfect internal pH or follow an extreme plan to care for yourself. Begin by adding more color, choosing nutrient-dense foods more often, and listening to your individual needs. Nourishment is not punishment. It is a daily way of telling yourself, my well-being is worthy of care. Small choices made consistently and compassionately can become a powerful form of transformation. Nourish to flourish the body, mind, and spirit. If this resonated with you, give this video a like, subscribe so you do not miss the next one, and share it with someone who would enjoy more peace and calm in everyday life. Until next time, take a deep breath. Choose calm and enjoy your life journey with purpose. Calm the mind, crush the game.